Welcome to this episode of Adobe Live. I'm Flynn and I'm joined by Illustrator Bianca Beers.
Hey guys.
Hey Bianca, what did we cover today?
Today we just went over my process drawing. So we went from, and how to use Photoshop and Adobe Capture. So we went from my start as a sketch on paper all the way through to final rendered artwork on Photoshop and then finishing with a GIF in Photoshop too.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoy this episode. Hey everyone, and welcome to Adobe Live. I'm your host this afternoon, Flynn, and I'm here with Bianca Beers. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
That's good to hear.
Nice to have you here in the studio.
It's lovely to be here.
I promised you it would be Arctic cold.
And it's warm.
And it's Sahara
to
warm.
say the least.
Yeah. So sorry about that. My computer's just talking. Welcome everyone in the chat. Yeah, it's totally live. Let us know if you're in the chat room. Say hello. You can ask questions. So if this is your first time at Adobe Live, you can log in up the top using your Creative Cloud account. If you don't have one, you can sign up really quick and easy and free. And then you can jump in. You can ask us questions. We're going to be here for about an hour. We're going to be chatting about illustration, using Adobe Capture, using Photoshop, using a surface. So any questions about what Bianca is going to get up to, feel free to let us know in the chat. Hey, Ben from Sydney, good to see you, one of our regulars. It's
Sydney.
Nice. Sydney in the house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's good to have you. I'm waiting out for Festus, one of our locals, and whenever he's not here, I'm always like, I hope he's okay, because I miss him so much. So maybe for those that aren't familiar with your work, what's your elevator pitch? Who is Bianca Beers?
So I'm an illustrator and designer from Sydney, Australia. I do a lot of digital work. I like bright, old, colourful stuff. I do a lot of portraits because I just really love faces, different faces, interesting faces, fashion, different styles, stuff like that. Something that's like just shows your character. So I really love portraying that. But I also draw other stuff as well. I work by freelance. So I work for myself, which is great. I have a studio at home and basically just by myself 24/7 just drawing away. I just work with my clients and create whatever they want, basically.
Do you listen to music at home?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, it's a must.
I thought based on some of the
You've
stuff
got
we're
to.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to. I feel like it helps the vibe and also makes you feel like you're not just by yourself in silence, like
Right.
bored.
Do you force yourself to like leave the house to get a coffee or something like once a day? I know when I was working at home by myself, I had to put on adult clothes and go outside because otherwise I start going a bit crazy.
I know I'm going crazy, so
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
do that, but
Yeah.
I know I should.
Well, there you go. That's something.
Yeah, apparently if you just like walk outside, take a walk around the block, that's a good thing to do because you've like done your rounds and now you're entering work kind of a vibe. It's like that mode, but I have yet to do that. I do sometimes, but not every day. I should.
Yeah.
Good tip.
It's like a freelancer trick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trick of the trade.
Trick of the trade. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Oh, great. Yeah, good to see Ben from Sydney. I'm assuming Festus is okay. He's not here at the moment, but that's okay.
Festus.
Cool, mate. Hope you're right, please. Online friend. Great. Well, why don't we get stuck into it? Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to do, and then you can pretty much just get started.
Yeah, sweet as. So I'm going to show you guys my process when doing a portrait, like the one behind me. I basically just start with an outline in my scummy little notebook. I just like to minimize my screen time wherever I can, so that's why I do that. And I just like the feel of the paper and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if I have my book on me and not my laptop, you can make do with whatever. So often I start with an outline in paper, and then I use Adobe Capture, the app, which is free to download, on my phone, and I'll just snap it, and then it gets sent to the cloud and then is immediately available on any of your Adobe programs, basically. And I work with Photoshop, so that's where I use it. So, we're going to start?
Yeah, let's get started. So, Caitlin from Brisbane.
It really is live.
It really is live. I have one job. Yeah. Caitlin, it's great to have you here. Megan from Wellington. Can you just have a look around, see if Festus is all right? I think he's from Wellington as well. And watching from Perth as well. Excited to see the result. Peter, hey, how's it going, guys? Yeah. So if you do have any questions as we're going, feel free to ask away. We'll do our best to answer. Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm going to be using Adobe Capture. So this is my phone, getting into the Capture app. All right, so I've got my notebook right in front of me. Hello. This is the image I'm going with. It's a picture of Lizzo, who is an amazing artist, musician, and talent. We're going to pick up a bit more. All right, so I'm just going to snap this in the shapes setting, and that takes it to a sketch, which is really cool. Save.
Saves it as a vector, I believe.
It does, yeah. If you use it in Illustrator, it's a vector.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to rename that Lizzo. And then, we're going to use some colors around the place as well and try and use.
It's also like a behind the scenes.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Look at.
I mean, is
the
that
studio.
allowed?
Yeah, it's happening.
All right.
So.
Oh, this is cute. I like that. Oh dear.
Oh. Wow, am I that bland?
That was nice.
That's how bland I am. That is me as a color spectrum, ladies and gentlemen.
Pastels.
Wow.
All right. Pastel Flint.
Oh God, that does uncannily look a lot like my wardrobe.
It works with your color. All right, so I'm gonna be using this as a photo reference later,
Cool.
so we don't need to. Cool. All right, so now this should be available here in Photoshop. So we've got the colors there, but we're trying to get the screen. Okay, just so everyone knows, we've got this hooked up to the, what do you call it? The screen feed. So
So
it's kind of changed my view.
Yeah, regular watchers of the show will know that sometimes our Photoshop is a little bit squished, so that everything looks really nice on your screen over there when we're plugged in. Have all of our cords plugged in, doing lots of different feeds. So it minimizes the real estate a little bit over here.
But we're making do.
Lizzo can handle it, and so can we.
That's it. So, okay, immediately my sketch is available. Woohoo! So I'm just going to get rid of some of the extra stuff that we don't want. I initially was going to draw all three faces, but we don't have time. Like, I spend too many hours on one, let alone three. So we're just going to do this with the girl.
While you're doing that, yeah, Ben, you mentioned had no idea the app existed. Yeah, we had an episode last year with Martina Martian, and she uses it a lot. She travels a lot, and she would sketch and take photos during her travels, and then use Adobe Capture to actually capture the colors in the space as well. And she'd collect all of that, and she wouldn't design anything during her travels. That was her rule, which I thought was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So she'd spend a certain amount of time capturing it, and then she'd come home and then go, cool, now I'll put my process, go into process mode, and then she'll use the colors and the images to create her artwork, which was really, really cool. Nice way to stop herself probably from just working constantly.
Yeah, well, that's what it is, because otherwise you can just get carried away drawing. And once you've started something, you don't want to finish till it's done. But I really love the patterns feature on the app, which is really cool. You can make patterns from any pictures. It's got nothing to do with what we're doing today, but it's so sick.
That's funny. I was actually going to mention that as well. Yeah.
I spent like 3 or 4 hours one night doing it. Like, I did a thing with Adobe for it, like to advertise it, and I just got stuck for 5 hours just doing it because I was so addicted. Like,
it's super fun, right?
It's so fun.
And you can make like infinite. So basically, you can use the camera to create mosaics. I think.
Yeah.
Is the technical term, and then you can create patterns out of that, which you can bring into any of your apps and use for anything. I saw some pretty cool applications of it recently in some of the 3D. Oh, just use cases where people have brought it in very quickly and then used some of the 3D and dimension modeling software that's coming out very, very soon, sneak peek, and to really quickly like wrap it around 3D objects.
Oh yeah, I've done that too. I made a shopping bag out of my face. But I want to kind of make like t-shirts or something with some of the print because it just looks so cool. But I don't know if that's a bit self-indulgent, having my face all over a t-shirt.
That's something for Christmas, right?
Yeah. Hey fam, I know you love me this much. Here's a t-shirt with my face on it over and over and over and over. All right, we're not going to get too bogged down with the details, are we? Because
no, we don't have to do details.
Quite like that.
Too much.
All right, hang on. We'll just get this one and this one. All right, and this one, and then I'm good. I swear. All right, cool. So now we'll start filling. We wanted to use some of those colors that we took from your beautiful face.
Right.
So let's have a look at those. So, all right.
Wow.
So actually the brown, we can use the brown for her skin, that's for sure. And we might use the pink for the background. Cool. There. All right. the soft brush. We want the hard brush. Do. And you can just like easily fill the area, but I like to draw it like this because it makes it feel like I'm on my paper, which is nice.
It's like colouring in for adults, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
You know what's crazy? I actually found like this old piece of art, I guess I did when I was 5, so in kindy, and I was in every single line. Like I was better than I am today.
Really?
Yeah. I was in the lines, but you know what I did? I did this trick where I would like make a section and then I'd colour in that section and then I'd make a section over here and then I'd colour in that section. Did you ever do that as a kid?
I think I was, really dumb and went around and did tried to do a little safety bar for myself.
What do you mean?
So like say the outline is black and then I would take the colour and then I'd do like an inside line like around that.
Oh, to
so
make it thicker, like the line thicker, so that you wouldn't go over the lines.
And then I go crazy. Yeah, but you could always tell because I probably pressed it in really hard.
That's what I did with my section.
No one let me borrow their texters ever again.
You ruined everyone's everything. All right. We were talking earlier about how anal I am, so I just take a long time to do things, which is not the best, but you know. So actually I am really new to the Capture as well. I used to take a photo of the drawings and then email it to myself, but Capture is way faster. Yeah. And then also because you were taking a photo, there'd be black on white, so then I'd have to delete the white aspect, whereas this is already, there's no background. So it's
it's nice how it brings it in like ready to go.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
And you can play with the tolerances, I think, as well. So tolerances. We make up words here.
That's what we do.
If you understood what I meant, then it wasn't an accident.
That's right. Right.
Mm-hmm. Ben was asking about your device. So are you using a stylus? Is that the Surface? So what are you using?
So this is Microsoft Surface Pro 6. I use it because it's easy to carry with me, super light, really, really light, and has long battery. So you can take it with you anywhere, and it has a little pen, so you can just draw on the screen. I didn't know that drawing on the screen could be so easy because I didn't know anything about palm rejection, which we were talking about earlier. But it's like a little option that you have. You can do it so that when you're using the pen, when you're using the pen on the screen, your palm doesn't interfere.
Right.
So basically, it rejects any touch besides the pen when you're using the pen, which is really good because before I was just trying to draw really far away so I didn't touch it and it was just not very natural. But yeah.
Cool.
That's new technology that I'm really bad. Like my whole life I've been late to the game with all types of technology. I'm one of those people that are like scared that technology is going to take over the world. One of those ones. Let's get another one of those colors so we're just going up to libraries and it's here. So we're going to use this as the background maybe. Yeah.
I haven't given you a very wide palette there, have I?
It's very, very mute. But that's all good. It's pretty. Like it's nice together. It's a nice little peach.
I'm good once you get to know me. Like it's at first.
I believe
it's a bit jarring.
I believe it. I think was I not reading on a previous, actually let's make this a little bit bigger because she's not very big, is she? On a previous live, you were saying you're a Leo?
I am,
right?
Yeah.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, right.
Fire signs in the building. You don't really believe in all that stuff, huh?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll change you. It's all good.
You've got 45 minutes to change my mind.
I've got 45 minutes. I could, but I don't want to go on about it.
So a question from the chat was saying they must be looking at your portfolio, maybe the Pool Club artwork on your portfolio. You want to tell us about that?
So Pool Club, he's an artist, a Sydney musician, I should say. And so that was we did like a whole, hang on, what's going on here? We just did a bunch of art for his album that he released. It was his first album. He won a couple arias for it as well. So it was just every single, we did an artwork for each of his singles and then an album cover too. It was just fun. I really liked that project because it was bright and colourful and it was exactly the type of vibe. We were both just like on the same on the same page, same wavelength.
Yeah, what's it like working with an artist on their album? Like, are you working on the artwork before the music is out, or do you listen to the music to inform the art, or is it all about like their presence and kind of what they dictate?
Well, usually they'll come to me because they like my style and it aligns with theirs. Just in general, that's generally the case. But I always do ask for a link to their work so that I can listen to it while I'm drawing, so I get the vibe. But I'll also ask for like color palettes that they might want me to use or whatever, just so I've got it.
Right.
And that's with any client really, but especially because artists may have a persona or a presence already, and they have a palette that they use, or so it's important to ask those kind of questions.
Yeah, cool.
I think. Yeah. Right. She's slowly coming along. But yeah, that was super fun. He was on the same vibe as me, so it was really fun, kind of Miami Vice kind of vibe.
Nice.
That was one of my first projects as an illustrator.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
I think I'd maybe been drawing for a few months before that, but just mainly for myself.
Yeah. That's great. For illustration, a question for the audience. For illustration, why use Photoshop instead of Illustrator?
I have been told I should probably use Illustrator, but
don't let anyone tell you what to use. You use whatever is comfortable
I'll
to you.
do what I want to do. No, I just haven't got around to learning Illustrator yet. As a kid, I had Photoshop. I think my mum had Creative Suite something, and she had Photoshop and a few others, but not Illustrator. Maybe the computer didn't have enough memory for Illustrator or something like that. We only had Photoshop anyway. So I learnt Photoshop. I didn't learn in Illustrator, and I've stuck to it ever since.
I've heard the exact same story the other way around.
Apparently illustrators, well, obviously better for illustrators, but it's cool because Photoshop you can use for photos, you can use for drawing, you can make GIFs as well and videos, whereas, I don't know, can you do that with Illustrator? It sounds like it's just...
Sounds like you're throwing shade at Illustrator. I know you're not. I know that was an open question. It's like, can you do that, Illustrator?
Take that.
You do most things with both these days.
Well, there you go. You know, whichever one works best for you. Yeah,
really. I mean, I think particularly with illustration, we've had Alex Lahore and Jeremy Lord on the show before, and Jeremy was hosting and Alex was the guest. And if you looked at their work, you would actually think that each uses the opposite app that they do, Illustrator and Photoshop.
So it's all about your vibe and your technique and all that stuff. And
I think so. I mean, I'm not a professional illustrator by any means, but we spend a lot of time with people in the field, and people just kind of love their certain tools to get the job done.
Everyone's got their own methods.
Yeah, I think particularly if you're looking around, it's I think today if you're starting from scratch, you want to play around with both a little bit because they're both part of Creative Cloud anyway, so they're both just sitting there ready to download and play with.
Yeah.
And don't listen to anyone. Just follow your dreams.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, you do you.
Honestly, Nike has it right when they say just do it.
That's right. So speaking of ASICs, how did you get to work with ASICs?
Speaking of streetwear, so through ASICs, that was actually through a mate who he works with a few different brands, and he got me a job with ASICs, which was they were releasing a sneaker, and for an event here in Sydney, they just wanted some decal, I guess. So I designed the decal for the event and some social media content as well. So I just drew the sneakers basically, but really bright and colourful in my style. And they put them up on the wall. It's like, when you take photos like at an event and it'll have like the Oscars.
Oh, a media wall.
Right, okay, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Ooh la la. Well, yeah, so they had ASICs and then my artwork, ASICs, my artwork.
That's
and
cool.
then they had a giant sneaker that I drew as well in the DJ booth, and it was cute. It was really nice and cute. But I wasn't in Australia at the time, so I didn't even get to go.
Oh, you missed the event?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It was in New York. What a shame.
Oh, no.
I know.
In Williamsburg?
Yes, in Williamsburg. In gentrified Williamsburg.
Shout out to Williamsburg.
Yeah, it's a good little spot.
Melissa, you're asking about the device. Yeah, we covered it really briefly. So this is a Surface Pro?
Surface Pro 6.
Pro 6 that you're working with.
Really light.
Yep.
Easy to use.
I hope your internet is better, Melissa.
And she said her internet's not working.
Yeah, she was like delayed getting on because of the internet.
Yeah.
Isn't that just the worst?
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, exactly.
I've just been saying that all morning, Murphy's Law, because I'm just so worried that something's going to happen today. But hopefully it doesn't, you know. Manifesting the best. All right, so we're almost there with the colour. I was saying to you before.
I like that.
You like that line? Well, unfortunately, not I.
Wow.
All right, we're going to add something for the clothes. Wait, what did we have in that palette? Let's see if there's another colour. Libraries. Green. Give me that green. That's cute. All right. And for the clothes, I usually like to do something a little bit washy. So we're going to get a wet.
Regular viewers of the show will recognise Kyle T. Webster's brushes yet again, taking front and centre stage in an illustration. I mean, it's just they're so good.
Yeah, and he has like so many.
Yeah.
There's a lot to choose from. Why go anywhere else?
Yep. Well, it's part of your Adobe kit now.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, you get a
Part of the team now.
Yeah. I actually want to get into making some brushes. It's just all about time. I'm actually new to using any type of brush. I used to just use the hard brush and the soft brush.
I think we spent some time with an illustrator. I believe it was Jeremy's session. It might have been a session with Dale Begini where we did creating some custom brushes. Super quick, super easy.
I might have to watch that.
But they use Kyle's brushes as well.
Oh,
so,
okay. Wow.
you know, it's cool. So I love this textured like watercolor effect that you're doing digitally. Like, this is like super cool. Like, did you just kind of develop this style? Because I love that you're using a trackpad to create a watercolor thing on your mobile device.
It's so counterintuitive, and yet it works so well.
But it does work really, really well. So where does that style come from?
Well, I just started, as I was saying, I only started with that kind of thing recently. Like, I was using just the hard brush and the soft brush, and I got kind of bored and I wanted to mix it up a bit. I'm still like playing around with it to this day, but I just find it fun adding a little bit of texture. And like as we go, it's not just going to be solid color. I'll be adding rendering and some little scratches with the hard brush as well. But it just adds a little bit of texture and a little bit of something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's fun. And I only just actually downloaded all of Carl's free brush kits, like the mega brush kit and this and that. So I'm playing around at the moment.
There's so much to go through.
There are so many brushes.
Catherine was asking, as this is a raster in Photoshop, what size do you normally create your work?
So a lot of my work I create to share on social media, and they recommend not doing anything larger than 3,000 by 3,000 pixels. So that's what I just do, the largest. So I do 3,000 by 3,000. Yep. Sometimes I forget and accidentally do 6,000, which is cool because then you can use it for something later. But it still works. You can still upload it and whatnot, and I don't have any drama. But yeah, 3 by 3. This is 3,000 by 3,000 pixels.
Cool.
We're gonna add a bit more to that, and then I'll be done with that, and we can add some shading, which is the fun part. My favorite part. Ooh, I am svelting.
It's quite warm.
It is.
So we also have another question. What is your favorite part of your whole process? Oh wow, it's a good question. When you're done at the beginning. Do you like the beginning bit where you're kind of like sketching things out and trying to figure out where to go?
I like
putting on music and not being asked questions while you're trying to. You're like that would be great.
That'd be lovely just to be by myself right now. No, not at all. My favorite part is probably when it starts to come together, like when you're like, oh, okay, this is, and that's at different stages every single time. Sometimes it takes ages for it to like start looking good, and sometimes it takes no time at all. But usually it happens when I do start doing the highlight. I might do the highlight really fast, like really soon in this. I would normally leave it till last, but it's just my
favorite bit.
Yeah, it's my favorite bit just because it adds like a little bit of depth straight away. Whereas shading can make it look super dark. All right, so let's do some highlights then.
Cool.
So just for everyone that is wondering, they can't see what I'm doing right now, I'm actually going off a photo reference, which I've got open on my phone. So you can't see that because it's not on screen. And
you're merging all your layers
Just
as
those,
well.
yeah, just that one. So the block colors I just merged just so that it's done and whatever. That's my base, so I never usually play with it. But when I'm going to add something to the skin, I'll just select the skin area, and that's why I merge it all into one layer, just so that I have it. And actually, let's label that, shall we? Block colors. There we go. And we're going to change that to outline. All right, and so I'm starting the highlights now, which I do with a soft brush usually, and I'll do a little bit with the hard brush with like a scratchy kind of vibe, just for my style. That's what I like to do, because I feel like it looks too airbrushed if I just use a soft brush.
Right.
But I have started actually playing around with other paintbrushes as well, just because I'm new to it. As I said, I'm late when it comes to technology. So obviously the nose is going to be an area we want to highlight. Cute little button nose vibe. Like this. And actually I might get rid of those scratches there because I think they're going to interfere with it. A little bit. All right.
I have another question. How has your illustration changed over the years, and how do you see it changing moving forward?
I think I started out super realistic, really detailed. And then I kind of just felt like it's not really stylistic. It's just, and someone said as well, not anyone could do that, but any artist can do that. It's part of it is the expression, like artistic expression, and putting a bit of yourself in there. Totally. So I kind of went on a different path, and then I tried out some really simple things where it's like you don't have many lines, and you focus more on composition and color and negative space and whatnot to like make an artwork. And I think both have helped me in the present day, but I'm still learning. Now I use I've always used a lot of bright colors. Yeah, that's always been the same. But yeah, just the style has changed. Now it's kind of in between. I use sometimes I get really heavy with the detailing. It's like super, super detailed. You wouldn't even know that there's like a freckle right here and like some skin blemish or pores or anything like that. And then from far away, you wouldn't be able to tell. But sometimes I like doing that just for myself so I know I can do it. And sometimes you just do a quick one and really they could look the same side by side from far away. Right. But yeah, right now it's just bold, colourful. I use really thick, bold lines, but that may change in future just because it's kind of limiting as well. It's not as expressive as you can get just with a quick, quick lines, which I actually played around with the other day as well, and I really liked it. It's like a fifth at a time as time-consuming as this. Right. But yeah, we were talking about earlier, it's good to mix it up as an artist. I feel like most artists feel a bit of pressure to stick to a style so that they're noticed for that style. Yeah. And I've definitely felt that as well, but it's just like, you got to do you. If you get bored of if you do one style too much, you're going to get bored. Yeah. You can't do that for the rest of your life for 50 years, the same style, during the same subjects. Like, that's not creative at all. That's boring. So you kind of got to experiment and progress, and who knows what it'll be in the future, but I'll definitely be progressing. Yeah, I love your outlook on it. It's like, yeah, cool, I'm still learning, still changing things. It's all kind of constantly evolving practice, right? It keeps it fun and entertaining. Yeah, it's interesting with the illustration style from the illustrators that we have on the show and outside the show as well. So many of them that I know have wanted to be known for their style because that's a really great way to get work. Yeah, like, as 100%. As a commercial artist, and then it's almost be careful what you wish for because then, years later or, insert amount of time here later, they're like, well, yeah, now I'm just kind of doing the same thing all the time. Yeah, and I've been stuck in that trap as well previously. Like, this is my third year properly doing art as a career, and I have previously been stuck in that trap, and that's why I kind of make a point to change it up because then, you can offer different things, and you can have it on, if you're happy to still do those different styles here and there, you can have it up on your portfolio, like if you have a portfolio or a website or what have you, still have it up on there, but so people know you can do it, but I just don't want to be boxed in really. Yeah, that's very cool. Good question. I want to be able to mix it up. With that, we went all over with that one. What's your dream client / project? Oh my God, who would you wish to be watching right now? Come on. I'd love to do work with Nike. I really love streetwear. Like I've worked with Puma, I've worked with Asics here in Australia, but I'd love to work with Nike or like Adidas, but big like international scale. And I'd love to work with Tyler, the creator. Like, honestly, like, his mind is crazy and his aesthetic and everything is like really aligns with my stuff. So I've actually reached out to Golf Le Fleur. Like they have an Instagram for, because he has a line. I don't know if you know, he has like a clothing line.
Right.
And I reached out to them like, if you ever need an artist for any reason, let me know.
Yeah.
But that'd be so great. Like I actually know some people that know him and I'm just waiting for life to align. So I feel like it's coming eventually. Like in the next couple of years, I'm going to do something with him.
Nice.
Fingers crossed.
I love it.
Yeah, we'll see.
So good.
But yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's going to happen.
But actually, on that note as well, I just the other day, because I'm going to New York, we were talking about that earlier. I'm going to New York for a couple of weeks in September. And I just reached out on LinkedIn, which I only just got LinkedIn this year. But it's actually really useful if you're an artist to hop on there because all the corporate heads are on there. So if you want to make connections with brands, that's a good way to do it.
It's funny. Just before you arrived here today, I got stuck in a Twitter conversation with a bunch of designers about the growth of me seeing designers engaging with people on LinkedIn instead of places like Twitter and Instagram.
Right.
And the amount of people that I've noticed networking on there because a lot of the corporate people are there all the time.
Because it's just business and corporate, like older people as well are less likely to be on Instagram and whatnot and be hip and in the know of what's going on.
They're not on TikTok.
No. I got a TikTok too, but that's for the kids. That's if you want to touch the youth.
Right.
But not in that way.
Thanks.
Not in that way.
In that way.
But yeah, no, it's really smart. So I reached out to a few people, a few companies on there for ahead of my trip to New York, hopefully. Someone wants to meet up and then we can talk about working in future. That'd be cool. But yes, fun thing to think about. On that note, was that a tangent? I don't even know what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's what we do here. We want a tangent a little bit.
It's all about tangents.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, no, I'm going to use this here. So right now I'm just adding a few highlights. I don't know how it looks because I'm more focused on the conversation than I am the drawing, which is
me distracting you.
But that's what it is, am I right? So I just merge things as I go a little bit, white, highlight. And then I might do like a pinky kind of highlight on her cheek.
While you're focusing on that, just if anyone's just joining us, I'm here with illustrator Bianca Beers. We're about halfway through. It's an illustration project that I'm forcing her to rush through on camera while I'm asking her questions. If you want to ask questions, you can just log in to the chat, the top right-hand corner, and ask us questions as you go. We've got about half an hour left.
Oh, half an hour.
Yeah,
Good
less, 26 minutes and 40 seconds to be
wow.
exact.
All right. Pressure's on.
Pressure's on. So yeah, if you have any questions, keep them coming.
It is hot, isn't it?
It's hot.
I'm gonna have some water.
We'll both just take a break.
Yeah, a water break. All right. So I'm not liking the color of his skin. It's looking a bit green, so I'm at a little bit of red to it and bring this down a little bit as well. Sorry, you were going to say something?
I was going to ask how long how long's a piece of string, but how like long would you traditionally kind of spend on one of your artworks, like a portrait artwork from very beginning, like someone commissioning you or it being a personal project, like cool, that's what I'm going to do, to finishing and moving on to the next project? Or taking a break, hopefully, between some kind.
Hopefully. Yeah. Usually there's some kind of break.
Right.
Pardon me. So it could be as little as like 2 hours. It could be, but it can be as much as like days and days.
Right.
But average, probably like 12 hours, but I don't do it all in one sitting.
Yeah.
Like probably like
12
well,
hours.
not 12, 6 to 12, maybe 6. I don't know. Maybe 6.
You're going to time yourself next time, aren't you? Like, I actually don't know.
I've been meaning to do the screen record from start to finish, but I keep forgetting it. Like I'll remember halfway through and like obviously you don't do it in one sitting. So at least at one stage in that drawing process, you're going to forget.
Right.
And then it's like, damn, because I want to know how long I take, and B, it's a lot of people say that they like watching it, that they find it therapeutic. Something
the
about
time lapses?
Yeah, time lapse. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Just need to find a nice little soundtrack to use. Do you need to use like royalty-free music when you do those kind of things?
Yes, very much so.
Are you most likely going to get caught if you don't?
Yeah, the robots on the internet will recognize and shut it down.
Great.
Especially YouTube. I promise we're putting credit in for our music in the background. Yeah, we have Chill Hop in the background, which we've purchased, and then we use so we license it out so that we can play it, because otherwise it would just go.
Right, so you purchase it.
Yeah.
That's cool. I actually listen to Chill Hop too.
I know, it's quite good just in the background.
Yeah, it's really
so
good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
It's a good little study aid or anything when you want to focus, but it's good.
It's a bit of something, but not too much of something.
Yeah. That should be the bumper sticker. Alison's asking, how do you decide what to draw?
I really, I only draw something if I want to. So if I see something, I'm like, whoa, that's it. So it could be a bunch of flowers, or it could be a person's face. Usually it's a face, but sometimes it's flowers too, or sneakers or something like that. It's just aligns with what I like, things I like. I would never draw someone's boring face ever. It's good to be someone who has a face that's interesting to me, or they have a style or an aesthetic that's really cool. I just feel it. I'll feel oh, I want to draw that. I want to capture that. And it's that kind of feeling. If I don't have that feeling, I usually don't bother. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's cool.
As a kid, I used to take a lot of photography because I thought that's what it was. I was I need to take a photo of that. But as I got older, I realized it's just a feeling of ooh, I want to capture that somehow. And now I just do it with my art, I guess. Yeah. What about you guys?
It's a good question.
Yeah. How do you guys feel inspired to create? This guy, he was, he went viral for Louis Vuitton beads that he had in his hair.
Right.
And I saw him and I was like, oh, no, I got to draw this guy.
Wow.
And then so I just went through his Instagram, and I really liked this. So this is from a photo reference. He had a photo of himself with these colorful, not colorful, but glass beads. And they were refracting light, so it looked all rainbow and stuff. Oh, cool. I actually have a time lapse of this. It's super sick to watch.
Is that on your Instagram?
It's on my Instagram, yes. My Instagram is Bianca Beers. And it's a little bit down. You might have to scroll a little bit, but it's really cool to see that time lapse.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just whatever grabs me, really.
It's cool. It's a nice way to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I draw what I want to draw.
Free and easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's when it's my own art, when it's for a client. But usually the clients come up to you because they like what you do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Another question. Who are some of your creative muses or people you draw inspiration from?
Tyler, the Creator,
Music.
is one. So musicians, pop culture, fashion, so fashion just in general, but music, fashion, nature, patterns. I'll take photos of the dirt, when it's dry and it's got the cracks.
Yeah, I do.
Stuff when paint's coming off a wall.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's starting
all crinkly.
crack, yeah.
Stuff like that. I don't know. So just and flowers a lot. I really like flowers. But yeah, people with crazy aesthetics or fashion or really crazy personas, that stuff really inspires me. My boyfriend's a big muse of mine as well. He's a musician and he's really creative and just an amazing person, but I always want to draw his face. His face is just, he's got a cute nose and he's got beautiful eyelids, so I'm always drawing his eyes and his lips constantly. Even I used to draw it on my laptop, but then I stopped doing that because my laptop was starting to look like trash. But yeah, always. Just whenever it hits me.
Are you walking down the street and you're like, oh, I must draw you? Or or is it mostly people you know, or is it even flat images that you find on the internet as well?
Yeah, a lot. A lot would be photos from the internet. So I'll see something that catches my eye, maybe because of the color or whatever, and then if it's something in the image, so either it's the posture or the colors or what they're wearing or their facial expression, it's usually that. I don't think it's ever been someone on the street, but I would have to stop the person and say, can I take a photo of you so I could draw you later? And that's just awkward. But I have done that, like at parties and stuff. If someone has a face that I really want to draw, I'll either ask them to take a photo or I'll just like ask them for their Instagram and have a look.
Stalk them on Instagram. Yeah, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
Less socially awkward.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'm that girl though. I'll ask you for whatever. Yeah.
Nice.
No shame.
No shame. Why? Why bother with shame?
Why bother with shame, honestly? Oh yeah, I said I was gonna make the face a little bit more reddy and less green. Green kind of vibe. Yeah, maybe like that. All right, so this is what I do. Because we chose the brown that was on your color palette that we took from your the surroundings, and I'm not vibing it that much. So I'll just do this.
And then I expected as much.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
For a good time, not a long time.
And that's it. All right, see, that's looking a little bit better. That's a bit, maybe a little bit less. Let's go 13 because that's my lucky number. I do
you
that
just
a
minimize the Flynn scale.
As much as you want.
As much as possible. Just get that out of there.
Oh, I forgot the hair. I'm silly. Here we go. So she has some really cool things in her hair. Loops. Hoops.
Oh, right.
I forgot about them. She's a fancy gal.
Yeah.
I love Lizzo. Shout out to anyone who loves Lizzo. This will look amazing when it's finished, I swear, guys. Just FYI. I was talking to Flynn earlier. I'm like, mad nervous to be here. I don't know why. Like,
Are you still nervous?
I still am, yeah.
But we're almost done.
Well, even worse.
I'm not helping the situation.
No.
But then you'll be done.
And then I'll be done, and it'll be done, and that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be done. I'll be done. We'll all be done. Yeah. Lizzo will look just amazing.
Fab. Oh, don't you worry. She'll be looking fab. And we're going to do a GIF at the end. We're going to make a little GIF out of it.
We are.
So
yeah. I'll let you know when we're...
When that's the appropriate time.
Yeah.
All right, great. I appreciate that.
GIF time.
All right, so this is just like hair streaks, and obviously it wasn't looking that natural before, but we're going to get it there. Some rough. I'm usually very pedantic and anal when I'm just my own time, and stuff takes a lot longer, so I'm trying to do it as fast as possible.
Super fast.
Yeah, still not that fast, is it? No. At least we've got company. Good company at that.
That's true.
All right.
Not good colours, but good company.
Not my choicey colours. I like that background colour. That's a nice colour.
Yeah, we did it. 1 out of 5.
Yeah, 1 out of 5. We got there. All right. So a bit of shading. Yeah. All right.
Good question. How do you make the black key line stay in front of the colours?
So that's just with my layering. So I just put the black all the way at the top. So that's the outline there. And I usually label it. I don't label all my layers just because I forget. I have so many. But I always label the outline so I know, okay, that's the outline. And then if I want something on top of the outline, like say, for example, shine from the earrings, like a bit of bling,
right,
then I'll put it on top on a new layer.
Right.
Yeah, so like,
okay.
I'll show you right
And just to kind of expand on that, because we used Capture, which if you missed it, if you tuned in after that, we used, this is a hand sketch, and then we used, well, Bianca, I didn't do anything, I just sat here and asked questions and interrupted. Just taking full credit. Bianca took a photo of her hand-done sketch, and it saves it as a SVG file. So it's only saving the 100% black and then nothing else. So automatically it's just lines, which is like a really fast way. So if you scanned it in or something or took a photo and then brought it in, you'd have to remove all the background and then play with the levels and everything like that, which is totally doable.
It is doable.
It's just a much faster and different way to do it.
Yeah, honestly. Saved my life, Adobe Capture, honestly. Like, honestly. Right, so that's if you wanted to do some bling on the earring. I obviously haven't added any shading yet to the earring, but it does add a little something at the end.
It does.
We're going to do some on the clips too. Because they're metal. So boom, boom, boom. And then maybe not that small. If you need me to stop and look at you, just let me know.
Look at me. Why haven't you drawn my face?
Hey, I can draw your face if you like. Can't promise it'll be anything amazing.
There's enough of my face on the internet. We don't need another one.
All right, so I just did that on top of the outline and labeled it bling, which is usually what I do. I do that a lot. I do a lot of bling in my drawings. I make it stuff more blingy than it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amplify the bling.
Honestly.
SVG file, I think it is. We were debating what. Oh, just a question from the chat.
Yeah.
Instead of V for Victor. Because that's what it comes in. So Melissa, Capture is an app, an iOS app.
You can use on your phone.
We'll show you right at the end. We'll do a bit of bonus content. We're going to show Capture one more time, so you can stick around for another 15 minutes or so. And we'll also just show off the mosaic because it's super fun. The pattern.
The mosaic. Oh yeah.
The pattern.
100%.
Yep. Bonus content.
I have really
live.
good ones that I made too, just saying, like, my ones are pretty good. Because
Yeah?
I've seen on Instagram there's like a hashtag for it, and people upload their patterns that they've made of like grass outside or like a flower.
Right.
But mine are really, really good.
Oh, awesome.
I like
love
to
it.
think.
I
Yeah.
love it. What's the hashtag, do you think? Can you remember it?
Just Adobe Capture.
Try that. If you're in the chat room, check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Adobe Capture. And then maybe there's, because the the feature in Capture that does that is called Patterns.
Patterns, right.
So Adobe Capture Patterns
I'm sure someone,
as well.
we've got a smart chat. I'm sure someone will find it and share it.
Yeah.
So you can take a look at that between now and then. And there's a whole bunch of other features in there as well. You can use it to detect fonts as well, which is pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, I noticed that
sorts of
too.
Crazy stuff.
I haven't used that feature yet.
It's funny, I didn't know about the patterns until I was traveling with it and I accidentally slid and I was like, what is going on here?
It's so good.
Yeah, had a great time. There it is, Adobe Capture. Team has you covered, chat.
So these are meant to be baby hairs, these parts. So I'm just gonna, I don't know if you know what that means, but I'm using the rubber, the soft erase, to erase them so they're not so harsh.
Right.
I don't know if you can tell if it made a difference. Does the screen show it? Oh yeah, sort of. And then I'm really over the place. Like when I do stuff at home, I have a more methodical way, but I guess I'm just trying to show like different features of drawing.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm not doing everything in the order of what I would back home. But all right, so now we've reduced the baby hairs a little bit, and I'm just gonna get some fine lines in here. How big's this one? No, too big. And maybe a bit bigger.
It's almost that time.
Oh, it's that time?
It's almost gift time.
It's almost gift time. All right. Well, you guys got a great viewing out of us, didn't you? Should I do it now? Show you guys now?
Yeah, next minute or so.
All right. So I have an image which I actually cooked up earlier of this guy. So this is my second time drawing her. So I'm gonna show you guys the finished product, and then we can go to making a GIF out of it, which is just like sometimes more fun. Apparently, because this one will be for Instagram, apparently videos do better on Instagram than photos do. Yeah, so creating a little looped video will be more engaging for people, and then hopefully they like it. Yeah, like I've done like 7 layers, and I'll normally do like 300, and that's after condensing
Wow.
a few. Like,
Really? So you essentially like just keep kind of adding.
I'll add
layers.
and then the ones that I'm like, yep, I'm definitely using that. That's definitely the order I want it in. I compress them into
Right.
one layer because otherwise it can get slow if you.
Just too out of control. Yeah.
And then you don't know where you are, what's going on, what year it is,
Yeah. What year is this?
any of that.
Yeah.
Honestly. Let's do some eyebrow hairs. I actually haven't even looked at the reference photo at all this whole time. Just like, I think this is how eyebrows go. I think this is how highlight would go. I need more water.
Water break. Everybody, talk amongst yourselves.
Hydration.
It's important.
It really
Just as
is.
important as brushes. We should probably get to the GIF now.
Yeah? All right, cool. Well, this is where we got to,
Nice.
and this is where we would end up. All right, cool. So,
That's super cool. So just before you get into there, so you've done that kind of like other outline, like that almost offset
Yeah.
outline. Is that something you do often, or?
yeah, I do actually. So, not all the time, but often. So, we're talking about this as well with continuity. I'll always do my portraits in about the same style, but the way that I do the background is always different. Like I may have a gradient, it may be a flat color. I may add like a offset outline, like this white thing here, and sometimes I won't. Sometimes it'll be white, sometimes it'll be blue, sometimes I won't have one. Or like the drop shadow kind of vibe of this green thing or the orange thing. But basically what I did was I just copied the outline and the block color layer, which are always the two layers that I definitely label, and I combine them, and then I just color them one color and drop it behind. So this is like a few layers deep, and I'll just drop it down there. But yeah, so that's her. She's all, I would still even put more effort into it than this, but this is somewhat, I had a bit of scratch for a little bit of texture, I guess, just so it's not super airbrushed. But I still want to go on with this chick and make her lip gloss super glossy,
Right.
just so it's like a little bit more pow. Because if you know who Lizzo is, you know that that's her vibe. Anyhow, enough about that. So we're going to go into a GIF, which is super easy. You can do it with Photoshop. So I've just already made the 3 images that I'm going to use for this GIF. Now you can make a GIF from as little as 2 layers.
Right.
What do you want to call it? Frames.
Frames.
Layers,
Oh, okay.
frames, whatever.
Getting technical. Cool.
So I've already made those 3. They're in a folder, which I will now access. I can just do that right. I'll just show you how to do it. So we'll go in Photoshop. You go down to scripts from file, and then you say, where is it? Load files into stack. Load files into stack. And then you browse. You find your images. So 1, 2, 3. And you can do as little as 2. I chose 3 just for the mere fact I want to do a kind of glitch vibe with this video. So
Cool. And these 3 images, are these 3 separately saved JPEG files?
that's right. Yep.
That are essentially just flattened, that you've done some sort of effect over.
Right. So it was
Right.
the initial image, and then I just literally just changed the background. So a lot of people think with GIFs it has to be animated, like the background, those little things that you can use on your social media, which I make as well. But you can make a GIF from just like one image and just change something up. You can like invert the colors or make a different color background or add like a drop shadow or some kind of effect just so it looks a little bit different, and then flip between the 2. Yep, this uploaded all 3. Okay, cool. So we've got all 3 here in one file. So we're gonna go Window, Timeline, Create Video Timeline. So that's all 3 there. I also make sure I name them in order so that it puts them in the right order.
Right.
Just so I don't need to play around with this. So I named it 1, 2, 3 because that's the order I want to use them in. And then we'll go down here to the 3. Oh, we're in the way.
Look at that. Harrison's all over it.
Love that. Okay, so you click this little thing down here. I was trying to maneuver myself. All right. And then so this is where you manipulate how many times you want it to loop. I always forever. And then how long each frame wants to play for. Now, 5 seconds is too long for any frame that I want to do. For the first one, it's the main image. So I'm going to do, I would do 1 second, but I want to do 1.2 seconds. So 1.2 seconds. And then, because it's a glitch is like a tiny little, so we're going to do 0.2 for that guy. And so this is the same image, but I just sectioned off little pieces and dragged them left and right. Like, took a little bit of time, but it's super easy. And then this one, 0.2 as well. And so this is just the same image, but I just inverted the color. And then if you press play, which is down here, little glitch.
Cool.
Yeah. So to save as a GIF, you would go File, Export, Save for Web. And then it takes a while to load, but it does.
It's 3,000 pixels.
Yes, quite large. And then save. It's sweet though, because this is, okay, so let me just do a little disclaimer. So for GIFs, usually you'd want to work with less colors because the max colors that you can use for a GIF is 256. So for anything where you've got a lot of shading, a lot of rendering, it's just going to use those, like, whatever colors it has, a lot of as pixels to put together to make a color. But for this one, I actually didn't mind it because it gave it a kind of grainy feel, which I liked because it's like a glitch vibe anyway. So
it's pretty big. It's like 5.5.
Yes.
7 megabytes.
It's quite large. Lizzo GIF. All right, desktop, save. And you'll see what I mean about the graininess when I show you. I can show you.
Yeah, go for it.
Close that. Lizzo GIF. I don't know if you guys can tell that it's grainy from there. Can you?
The grain level.
Yeah, but you can see it. I like it. Can you see now on screen? No. Damn. Well, anyway, I'll upload it to my Instagram later on.
Check it out on Instagram,
So you'll see.
Cassandra was asking, she said amazing. How did you create the glitch effect in the third frame?
Okay, so the third, I have flattened the image of Lizzo, so that part, not the background. So I flattened the Lizzo, so from the outline to all the colors and shading, and flattened it into its own little layer. And then I'll show you in Photoshop. So let's take it off timeline mode. So say for this, right? This is the initial drawing, right? We'll just flatten this. Where's flatten? Merge layers. Merge layers. So I just want image, adjustments, invert. That inverts all the colors. So I just did that. And then to get it like in a glitchy vibe, I use this up here. What do you call that?
Is this selection?
Yeah, I don't know. Selection. And then I just literally did. And then.
Cool. Pretty straightforward. Pretty quick.
Yeah.
Quick way to do it. It's nice.
So yeah, a little glitch. And then that was that. And then after a few of those, bada bing, bada boom.
That's cool.
Love it. Thanks for the colouring in, Bliss. Here you go. Oh, that's sweet. No worries.
That's awesome. Super cool. How often will you do a GIF with your artwork?
I don't do it that often. For my own artworks that I do. But every now and then, if I just want to put something up on my story as well. But I'll make a video too, so you can actually make a video as well. I should actually show you guys as well that. So GIFs are really good if you want to have them shareable on social media. If you upload to Giphy, the website, it'll be available within 24 hours, and then everyone can use it when texting or on Snapchat, on Instagram, stuff like that. So it's really good. But if you want to create a video as well to post in feed or on stories and whatnot, you can also, in the same file that we're making the GIF, export again, but instead of save for web legacy, you go to render video. And then create the video. So Lizzo video. And then, yeah, high quality, H2. Render.
It's going to be big.
Yeah, I know. There we go. And yeah, so I would use that for my story basically.
Yeah.
Or in feed post. Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
We got through it.
Yeah. High 10, honestly.
We did
I
it.
am sweaty. Like, so nervous.
It's been great. We've had a great chat. There's been some awesome questions in there. Thank you all for joining us. Any sort of parting advice for, I don't know, aspiring illustrators or people that might want to freelance?
Yeah. Just do it. Everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people can tell you that you can't do it. And you need to be the one to have the balls to stick up for yourself, and you need to be the one that is active and proactive. And so get out there, be inspired, go to galleries, go out and about, go places you know you'll be inspired, draw as much as you can, and just do it. Just do it. If you want to do something, just go for it. Don't wait for someone to come up to you and say, oh, I'd really like if you do this, or, you know, a company. Like, I was waiting for a company to ask me to make GIFs. And I was like, that is stupid. If I don't have up somewhere that I can make GIFs, how is anyone going to know that I can do it? So I just did a couple. I did like 3 really simple GIFs one week. And then literally 4 days later, Frank Body contacted me and they were like, can you do a bunch of GIFs for our self-love campaign? Yeah. So just do it. Like, if it doesn't cost you any money, if you already have the resources, which is usually the case with
Like, you're finished.
this digital age, yeah, you can do it, and you should.
Do you think we did promise we were going to show Capture one more time?
Yeah.
So just do
Oh, yeah.
you think we could do that?
Yeah, cool.
Just have another quick look for those that may have missed it, because we did do it at the very beginning. So if you're interested, I can't remember who in the chat.
I was asking. Hopefully they're still here.
Hopefully still here. Otherwise, whatever.
All right. So Adobe Capture. And then in the app, so there's all these different, so there's colors, there's shapes, which we already looked at.
They're almost like a bunch of different apps in one, like in that they all do quite different things.
Yeah, exactly. They really do. So, okay, this is the patterns. So you can make patterns from anything. As you can see on screen, I'm just looking at my sketchbook, but I like faces. Can you look at me?
Yeah.
All right. And then you can change the orientation as well. So we want to do square, or what's that, a hexagon, diamond. That's a hexagon as well. I don't know about your colors.
My colors have really been a problem today.
All right.
Oh
Anyway.
my God.
Save. So that'll save the actual pattern. So then if we go to my, and then you can zoom in. That looks kind of naughty. Like, I don't know. And zoom out, like, forever.
Yeah, so it creates an infinite pattern. I'm sure you can find better subject matter than my face.
This is my face.
Right.
So much better. So much better.
It is way better.
And then that's only because I got makeup on. And then, I don't know, just you can make some really cool things. This is my boyfriend's face. And then, hang on, I want to find one that I really like. And then I'll leave you guys alone. This was cool. This looks kind of tribal. And this is like us in a photo shoot we did. See, that's cool at like that level. That's mad.
That's awesome how it's.
Yeah,
you've got them
it looks like zigzag kind of vibe. Yeah.
That's really, really cool. Play around with it. It's quite a fun app.
And addictive. So addictive. Like really addictive.
It is. Again, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, chat, and thank you, Bianca.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And thanks, guys.
We'll be here again 2 p.m. Wednesday next week. See you later.
Not me, but you.